This is our first attempt at a new series of videos where you get to ask the president, ask Riyaz basically, or maybe we'll come up with a new tagline for it. But basically, I'm starting to monitor some of the incoming emails and some of the social media private messaging that Riyaz gets, and I'm starting to collect the common questions. So we're gonna maybe pick one or two, and we'll figure out a cadence. Maybe we'll do one a day, maybe we'll do a couple a week, but we'll figure out a cadence. So let's start off. And I picked a question that we do get a lot, and it's a good question. So I'm just going to read it out, and then we'll let Riaz kind of comment on it. And here is the question. And this comes from Elizabeth Lunsky from Ohio. And she said, I see your president shares a lot of knowledge on software and lasers. I think this is great, but I have a question. As an MBA student in the Kellogg program, I'm curious to understand how increasing competition to your company plays in your overall vision.
That's a powerful program. Actually, I studied at Schulich, which has a partnership with Kellogg. So yeah, good luck with that. And with regards to what you've asked, it's like Lauren said, it's a common question. It's kind of counterintuitive, right, to the whole corporate America, feel of monopolization and growing your business and kind of owning the trade secrets to what you do. Look, I think that the way that I see it is you have to look at the bigger picture. So just take a step back and look at the bigger picture. When I was back in school, I competed in the 100-meter dash. And when I did that, I was floored. I mean, I came nowhere close to first. There was this guy that just gunned it down. I think he did it maybe just over around 11 seconds, okay, which was awesome. And I was near the end. And the person that came in second hated the guy that came in first, like hated it. It made animosity with him throughout the school year. But what I did was I actually went to him. His name was Marty. And I went to him and I said, look, I really want to understand, how did you train? What do you do? How is that? Because we're the same build, we're the same height. And so how was it that he was able to do this? So I would actually hang out after school and he would take me through some of the routines that he would go through, right? The importance of having that strong start when you hear the go, or the stance, the length of the stride, and all these things that would help me improve my game. And of course, he continued to progress in his area and in track and field. But so did I, because I was learning from him. And I realized the importance of, you can see things in one of two ways, either competition as head to head or learning from other people and collaborating. Okay. And that's kind of the earliest memory I have when it came to collaboration and seeing how it benefited, for the whole. And that enabled me to join the relay team, of which Marty was a part of. So now his training to me ended up benefiting him as well, and the entire relay team, because now I was a much stronger runner to be a part of it.
Well, now it's the sum of the parts. So now he's depending on you. You're all depending on each other's leg for the overall success of the team as a whole.
Exactly.
So sure, he was willing enough to help you, up your game, and now it's helping the whole team. So that's a good parallel. I like that.
So you can see where this is going then, right? Is that when I started this business, I kind of had the same mentality. I was doing a lot of research. I wasn't inventing, I was innovating. This is very important. I would never say that I created this, but what I've done is I've built the industry through innovation, through ideas. And in doing so, I had the option of keeping secrets to myself and continuing to monopolize and own as much as I could. Of course, competitors would come, but they'd be in the dust. If I did it that way, what I did was I actually decided to partner with people that would become competitors. So, gift shops, engraving shops, custom.
Well, what's the saying? What's the saying, Riyaz? Keep your friends close and your enemies closer, right?
Absolutely, and so that's exactly what happened here, right? Is that
sort of speak?
is that we partnered with these locations, and they would get a portion of the sale. Because obviously they were paying the rent and they were showcasing the product to their customers, and I would get a portion of the sale for manufacturing for them. So that again was an example of collaboration, and that's how we grew and that's how we scaled. And So when people ask, right now, why am I talking about, what your laser power settings should be, or how do you hide blocking lines or tiling lines, or how do you effectively grow your business? I'm speaking from experience, from what has helped me. I'm speaking from the heart. I'm genuinely explaining what I think will help other people, because what needs to be understood when I say think big is, don't think about just your local street, where you're selling the product, or your local mall where you're selling the product. Think big. There's a world out there. There's the whole country. There's the whole world. And when I'm selling the product, when I'm giving ideas to people, essentially what I'm doing is, as a leader in the industry, I'm helping the industry grow, because more people join, more people benefit. We're helping people live their dream of running their own business, achieving numbers that some people will hit 7 digits a year. Others I've actually had tipping at 8 digits a year. That's huge. That's over $10 million in revenue a year. Okay, that's not a joke.
So Riaz, should Elon Musk and Tesla, be concerned that Ford, GM, and Chrysler are all upping their game in the electric car market? It's the same thing, isn't it?
And that's the point, is that when Elon Musk goes and releases his patents, what's he doing? He's building the industry of electric vehicles. That's what he's doing. He's helping it because he genuinely believes in the importance of staying away from the traditional usage of fuel and gas, and moving towards electric and cleaner air and sustainability, right? So exactly, that's a perfect parallel that you're bringing in, is that when we decided to release our software, what was the point? I mean, this software we coded, we created it. It creates HD crystals. Why would I want to now create competitors producing quality of crystals that are as good as ours? Well, it is building the industry. There's no shortage of buyers. There's no shortage of consumers that are interested in the product. And when we can help each other out, the industry grows. But I'll tell you something else, is what goes around comes around. And I've seen this, is that when you do something with a clean intent, these very people that you're going to benefit are going to benefit you as well. So these very people will say, you know what? I want to build my business relying on your team of 3D artists. I want to build my business relying on your factory of raw material, right? And we celebrate each other's success. So you know what happens is life becomes fun. You don't get up in the morning with an intention to drive the other person to the ground. You get up every morning to grow your business and to enjoy your business growing while someone else's as well. They actually send WhatsApps of photos of their receipts showing $1,000 transaction. And they're so excited to share that. I mean, who else are they going to share it with? Because everybody else is going to be upset that, hey, how come I didn't get that sale? Versus we are so thrilled that they're doing well, and that they've taken the principles that have been taught and are doing well. If I go back, I said let's think big. Let's go back to the beginning. I told you about the relay. When we were back in the days of 3D cameras, I remember I would set up locations and I would train university students. And on the first day of training, the first day of summer when they're coming into work, they would be staring at me like a deer in the headlight. Okay, they had no idea about the world of 3D. And at the end of the summer, I trained them for a week or two. Then I'd be off onto something else. At the end of the summer, I'm coming back and shaking their hand, congratulating them on a successful season. And they would be so excited to show me all these tips and tricks that they figured out with the 3D software, and how they're creating, hair, and how they're playing with depth on the people in the scan. And it was so rewarding to see knowledge and these people learning a skill that they didn't have before, that I said, you know what, this is always going to be a part of my business.
So
Right?
let me stop you right there. I mean, it's not always about the money. You're a teacher, and as a teacher, I guess there's no better compliment. I'm a musician. I remember one of my trumpet teachers saying, "There's no better compliment than you being able to play this piece better than me."
100%.
That's what he
100%.
said.
I think you nailed it. You nailed it. And that's my point, is that when you see the student grow to, for example, when I was hiring at Procter and Gamble and I was training people, and those people worked their way up to executive level, you know that you've hired the right person and you've trained them well, right? So that's exactly what you're saying. What I would say, actually, to conclude this point, is that when you're measuring your success, and this is for any business, whether it's someone that's a part of our network, whether it's someone in the subsurface laser engraving industry, whether it's someone that is just an entrepreneur in business in general, okay, is that when you're measuring your success, measure it based on market share. So you got the pie, and maybe you have a little sliver of that pie. So when you wake up every morning, your intent isn't to go and drive that person to the ground, your competitor. It's to increase your market share. Do what it takes to increase your market share, whether it's creative marketing, whether it's building your distribution, whatever it might be. But focus on growing market share. Your success is not based on someone else's failure. And that's where I'd probably like to end it.
That's a great philosophy. And please, everybody, visit our YouTube station. You can send in your questions through YouTube. You can email us at 3dcrystal.com. You can social message our president. And I'll be reviewing all the questions. And for the next session, I'll come up with another good one for Riyaz to answer. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.